PMacMovies back very early on this Saturday morning to do another PMacMovies haul video here on Memorial Day weekend. There are a lot of sales going on right now. Vinegar Syndrome is having a sale. Not totally up PMac's alley, but maybe I ordered a few. Kino is having a considered a Memorial Day sale, including a lot of newer stuff that they just put out within the past few months. There are certainly some deals to be had. Some of them have been cheaper before. Some of them, this is the cheapest they have been. So check that out if you're interested in some Kinos. There are quite a few that are on sale, but certainly not all of them. And you know PMac had to hoard up. Twilight Time is really messing some stuff up. They are really, they had a sale where they dropped a bunch of items that are going out of business. And I placed an order a couple weeks ago. I think it was 10 or so titles. And it still hasn't shipped out. However, people who've ordered a week after or more than that, if you have a small order of a couple titles, they're shipping the small orders before the big orders. And the thing is, they're not keeping proper track of their stock. So people that ordered a week or whatever before somebody else might not get their item, and the person who ordered later gets it just because they had a smaller order. So I'm pretty sure some of the Twilight Time movies that I ordered, I'm probably going to get canceled. Which is, it's insane that they're doing it that way, but what can you do about it? You just suck it up. So I'm probably going to get screwed out of some out-of-print Twilight Times, but, what can I do? Bitch and complain. They're not going to do anything about it. They're going out of business. They don't give a shit. But it's wrong. It's wrong. It's messed up. If you do enjoy PMacMovies and you want to support the channel, thumbs upping the videos, commenting, all those things helps. You can take a look in the description section for ways to help out PMacMovies to keep us going long into the future. But I did also place a Twilight Time order from Screen Archive Entertainment. Now the issue is with that, when I place the order for some that are out of stock on Twilight Time or out of, Twilight Time's never going to get those again. Well, now I might get some of the ones from my Twilight Time order canceled, and I would have gotten them from Screen Archive Entertainment if I knew that was going to happen. But, what can you do? And shipping is really expensive from both of these places also. But let's take a look at what I got. First, I got for $15 plus shipping, Harlock Space Pirate 3D. And I was actually watching some of this last night. I was pretty sleepy, but it's actually pretty good, interesting movie. And you get a booklet with it there, which is nice. And then there's 2 discs, which my other disc is actually in the player. You got the Japanese version on the first disc, English version on the second disc. The animation of it kind of seems like, that Final Fantasy. It reminds me of the Final Fantasy Spirits Within movie. It reminds me of video game cutscene type of movie. And then this is one that I really wanted. It sold out on Twilight Time before I placed my order because I waited. It was like a nighttime. I guess it's good that I ended up not getting it because they probably would have canceled it on me anyway, and I did want it. I do like Brandon Lee. And I got Rapid Fire here, a 1992 action movie. There's the inside of that one. And I did watch some of this one also. I might actually finish this one today. We'll see. And then I like me some Japanese movies. We got Brutal Tales of Chivalry here, starring Ken Takakura. And I think an older Ken Takakura, I think older, was in a recent, was in a movie that I watched, I think called The Yakuza or something, The Yakuza. Yeah, is this it right here? This one right here with Robert Mitchum. Is it Ken Takakura in this one? I thought that was who it was. Takakura Ken, yeah. That one was pretty decent there with Robert Mitchum. Actually, I should have that in my reviews. My reviews pile. I haven't done a review for that, have I? But it all worked out because I just grabbed another one that I would have forgot to show in this video. I didn't remember it was down there. So there's that one. This one was also out of print. This is like a cop comedy compared to The French Connection. It's called The Seven Ups from 1973. Roy Scheider's in this. 103 minutes from 1973. I'm still waking up. Don't judge me. It's like not even 7 yet. Just go to the excuses, PMac. Okay. Let me know about any of these movies. I don't know a ton about them. It's just, these are some of the ones that interested me. And then a Woody Allen movie called Manhattan Murder Mystery. A lot of these Woody Allen movies are in the Arrow box sets, but this one was not. So I went ahead and snagged it. I read some pretty good stuff about it. I'm not sure why this wasn't in the Arrow box sets, the 3 Woody Allen Arrow video box sets, but now I have that one. And that is all of the stuff I ordered from Screen Archive. I think the shipping has actually went up. Now it's like over $6 and then $2 for each item. So I think it was about $160 or something per item when I placed my order. Best Buy's been having deals like every Sunday. They're having deals on Disney 4K stuff. And it happened again Sunday, and I placed an order. This is a movie that I do already have the Target exclusive, but for $5 I will go ahead and grab the Steelbook of A Wrinkle in Time. Another movie where I've watched parts of it, but I didn't finish it. PMac, why don't you finish movies? This was actually pretty interesting, too. I think, it's considered a horrible movie, but the portion that I had watched was at least interesting to me. It probably went downhill from there. Unfortunately, my Steelbook, it has a lot of, maybe not a lot, but it has several dents in it, but it's not like a huge deal with this one. It doesn't have any like big dents, and it's not like a Steelbook that's going to be worth anything, so I'm not really too concerned about it. And then I got Black Panther, which I am not a huge fan of this movie. I actually think it's one of the weaker Marvel movies. It is a nice Steelbook, though. A 4K Blu-ray digital code Steelbook. That's nice. This was $15, so a little bit more than I usually spend for these. Usually, I wait till they drop down to $10. But if they do drop it down to 10 here in the next couple weeks, I can still get that money back because Best Buy has that as long as it's still in the return period, you can do like the price match thing. So I think I was to the point where I had all of the Marvel movies on 4K except like the first 2 Avengers movies. I think were the only ones I didn't have on 4K yet. And it wasn't something I planned out. It was almost all of them were from these Best Buy Steelbook deals because I was able to get most of them for $10 only for the 4K Steelbooks. And I will beer myself. So the only 2 I didn't have were Avengers, the first one, and Avengers Age of Ultron. However, we got the Avengers assembled, baby. The Avengers 4-movie Steelbook collection. Basically just got the Avengers A with different colors on them. They look nice, though. Now, this is like the thing that packages them, so I'll take this off and show you guys if you don't already have it. It was $65. It had been like $80 or $85, I think, the week before, which was too much for PMac. But mine does have a dent right there, but that's not a real big deal. It's good other than that. And the Steelbooks were in good condition, which is the main thing. The actual Steelbooks, I'm not too concerned about this thing. And I do like to put all my steelbooks in these plastic things, but it looks like it's making it hard to... So here's how they're housed. These little plastic things are things that I put on there. I just don't like my steelbooks to go out naked. I just don't want people seeing that, but pulling these back out seems to be more difficult than it was putting them in. All right, that could get dirty. Don't just ignore that. So this is the first Avengers here, which actually, you know, when the first Avengers came out on video, I remember I wanted to get the Target exclusive, but the Target, I had to drive and I wanted to watch it the first day it came out, so I remember I had an hour-long lunch break, and it took me the whole hour lunch break because I drove to this like other city that had a Target, and it was like, actually I got back to work late, so it took me like an hour and 10 minutes. And I was like rushing. Once I got to the store, I was rushing to get it. And it took me like an hour and 10 minutes. I drove all the way to get it. And I actually didn't... When I first watched this movie, I didn't really love it or anything like that. And I was actually thinking about rewatching it now that I got the 4K and I got a big TV and everything like that. I'm not going to open it up. I think the Age of Ultron one, which is probably the weakest of these movies. And I actually saw Age of Ultron in the theater in the Philippines, but this is a really cool looking steelbook there. I like the red, and this is another one that, like I said, I didn't really like it that much when I saw it in the theater in the Philippines. But it's one that, you know, your expectations might be a certain way, and it's one that I need to rewatch. All right, and then Infinity War, which I do already have the 4K of this one, which I got on clearance from Target. This is like more of a purple, which is nice. Not as nice as the Age of Ultron, but the movie is certainly better in my opinion. Okay, and then we have the most recent one, the Endgame here, which is also like a purple looking. Really, this was a good one. Have I watched Endgame twice? I saw Endgame in theater. Real good one. And I think I might have watched it again already. Did I? I'm trying to remember if I watched my 4K copy of it. I think I may have watched my 4K already that I got on Black Friday. Okay, so some cool stuff. I now have all of the Marvel movies, I think, on 4K. Most of them steelbooks. The ones that I don't have steelbooks was the second Ant-Man. I bought that on release there. That I have the slipcover version, and I ain't double dipping. And I like the Doctor Strange one. That one's nice. I can't remember any that I don't have. I think I might have them all. I forgot to put this in there, though. Son of a gun. Can I fit it in there? With the... No, I can't. Alright. I don't even know what's in that. I haven't checked it. Some, like, cards or something. I'm not a big, like, memorabilia guy or little special things. They just kind of sit there. Okay. Alright, up next we have some Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise on 4K. Paramount released a bunch of Tom Cruises on 4K. Which reminds me, I still need to watch the Mission Impossibles on 4K. But kind of interesting that they did it this way. The way that they did it. And I'll show you why. So here are the movies. The one I was probably most excited about, War of the Worlds. Not that I love this movie, but I definitely think it would be a cool one to watch on 4K. I do already have the Blu-ray of this. So good to get the upgrade. Wish I didn't buy the original Blu-ray because I haven't touched it since I got it. Top Gun, which I do have already. I have the 3D Blu-ray combo pack of Top Gun. And then Days of Thunder, which I do already have this original Blu-ray edition of Days of Thunder. Now, the interesting thing about Days of Thunder, actually there's a couple interesting things, and those interesting things may come together in order to give us what's happened. And by the way, Top Gun, I might have seen this when I was younger, but I don't ever remember actually watching Top Gun. That's kind of nuts. I got to figure out what I'm watching after this video. We'll see. Days of Thunder, also never seen it. But if you take a look, and probably a lot of you already know this, at the top, 4K Blu-ray, Blu-ray digital, Top Gun, same thing. You get the 4K disc and the Blu-ray. But if you get this Days of Thunder set, you're only getting the 4K of this and the digital. But upon looking into it a little bit more, and it's strange, the Days of Thunder also got a new Blu-ray release, like from the Paramount, I think it's called Paramount Presents line. And it's interesting that they would release that and this at the same time, but I think that's why this one did not get a Blu-ray. They want you to kind of choose one or the other if you're going to get the 4K or the Blu-ray, I guess is what they're doing. And just looking into that briefly, it looked like the new Paramount Presents one didn't even get like a lot of special features or anything. It looked like to me, based on what I was reading on the message boards and stuff. So, it's interesting that they're doing that, but I did combine mine, so I got like the combo pack here because I took it out of this one. So we've wasted enough time with that. Okay, I gotta figure. I do enjoy Tom Cruise movies for the most part. He's probably actually one of my favorites. Like the first Jack Reacher I really liked. Edge of Tomorrow is excellent, and he's got the demeanor, the confidence, the bravado, and I just enjoy Tom Cruise. So I gotta pop in some Tom Cruise. What? Walmart's actually having some good deals on some Lionsgate stuff, and it seems like for Lionsgate stuff, Walmart tends to be one of the better ones. I don't know, they have some sort of, they're probably like, owned by the same people, pretty much everything's owned by the same few families or whatever. But anyway, they had some deals on Lionsgate. One of them, well, let's go over this. First, I got these from Amazon, but I want to give Walmart the credit because Walmart was the ones that they were price matching. I didn't realize it when I bought them. But it is the new Hellboy 4K here, which I didn't get a Slippy. I do really want the Slippy of this because this I enjoyed the movie, and I think the slipcover of it looks good. So I'm going to see if I can find a slipcover for this one. But like I said, I did enjoy this. And I actually wouldn't mind watching the Hellboy movies again. And the first one I've seen several times. I don't know if I really need to rewatch that. And I do have it on Blu-ray. But, maybe if I get them all on 4K at some point, I'll watch them again. They'll probably get cheap enough. The second Hellboy was really good, though. It had some really interesting, deep, dark shit in it. And then this one I thought was kind of a fun... action fantasy kind of thing. I actually like the movie, and David Harbour, the guy from the cop from Stranger Things, plays Hellboy, and I thought it was a good one. I enjoyed it. So that was $10. For $7, I got Dragged Across Concrete, which is one that has Mel Gibson, Vince Vaughn, Don Johnson. From the writer-director of Bone Tomahawk and Brawl and Cell Block 99. I still have to watch Bone Tomahawk. I have seen Brawl and Cell Block 99. Enjoyed that one for the most part. Kind of gruesome, though. But for $7, you beer yourself Dragged Across Concrete. And then I sent Charmy to try to find some slipcover editions of those at Walmart. Some slipcovers. And didn't find that, but she did... She was showing me like we were doing FaceTime, and I saw all this. I'm like, $6.96 for that. Snag that up. It's Primal, starring Nick Cage. Is a disc in here? We were watching this too. I gotta remember to take this down because the disc must still be in the player. And another one that, it was at nighttime, so I fell asleep. It was actually pretty good, though. It was kind of like a 90s throwback action movie. I was enjoying it. And I should finish this one. Some good old Nick Cage. Kevin Durand is good as the bad guy. And Famke Janssen. I don't know what happened to Famke's face. It looks like she's got some Botox face, and her face can't move very well. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but anywho. Am I already down to my last item? Am I missing anything? I can't see without my glasses. This was kind of a cool one, actually. This popped up on Amazon for like it was $8.80 something or $8.60 something, and I was thinking like I thought Devil's Advocate was out of print, and it's this 3-pack. With 7, I do already have that in another one of these Warner Brothers 3-packs. Insomnia, which I already have the individual one. And then Devil's Advocate, which I don't have on Blu-ray. I do have the DVD of it. I looked into it. It doesn't look like it's out of print, but it is like, it's like $15 to get it. It looks like you can buy it direct from places, though it seemed like to me. So, unrated director's cut. I think they actually cut some stuff and then they call it the unrated director's cut. 7, really good movie. David Fincher movie. Insomnia, excellent Christopher Nolan movie. And then Devil's Advocate, not as good as the other two, but it's still a pretty entertaining, solid movie. This is a really good 3-pack. But I bought it just for the Devil's Advocate, so glad to get that. We got some Keanu, some Al Pacino. 3 Journeys to the Dark Side. I can't stop yawning. I feel like I got quite a bit of decent sleep, but I was still tired when I got up. So I don't know. Let me know about your thoughts on what I snagged up here today, or this week. What I snagged up, what I received. Not a ton, but some pretty cool stuff in there. Let me know how you guys are doing with the sales. What did you snag up from Vinegar Syndrome, Kino? I definitely prefer the movies of Kino more than Vinegar Syndrome. There's also a lot more selection, but no slipcovers. And you need the slipcovers, baby. Heck, I'm gonna get rid of all my movies and just keep the slipcovers. I'm gonna have like the slipcovers up just in like I'm still gonna have the shelf and then just all the slipcovers. And people are, oh, you have this movie? And then they'll take it out. Like, what is this? It's just cardboard. It's a slipcover. I paid $30 for that. Slipcovers, people and their slipcovers. Don't get me wrong, I like slipcovers, but some people are just, they are nuts about their slipcovers. I'm still actually really tired, and I'm just going on now. But check out the description section for ways that you can help out PMac Movies. Make sure you comment. And these PMac Movies videos will keep going long into the future as long as you show PMac some love. We'll see you next time on PMac Movies.